Right. So this is round 3 of the league I started this weekend. Still got 2 rounds to go. I can't keep that hand. So mulligan, and I can keep this one though. I like this. And I'll just throw back the extra shredder. So this gives me natural log with early answer if I need it. I mean, I would like a discard spell, but whatever. And I see the incubation. I wasn't quite sure what my opponent was on yet, but I figured it looked like like some living in variant because they got the troll. So I played the Verdant Catacombs here because I wanted to keep up Assassin's Trophy. I wasn't sure that maybe they're on some wild other brew that they went on turn 2 or something, so I want to keep the trophy up just in case. So they put 1 card on top. And I didn't mill because I thought they still might be on living end. And now that I have 2 bridges, I figure I'll go ahead and just play the... And if they have force negation, they have force negation. So now I know for sure they're on living end. So I'm going to go ahead and duress first. And then cast the bridge. So let's see. 6 cards in hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are gone. They had a Prismari command, so I get rid of that, of course, because I want to keep my bridge. And I'm really sure that my opponent doesn't have answer for 2 bridges and a gardens, and then Urza Saga is going to give me a lantern. And there's virtually no way that they're going to win from there. So I start milling my opponent now because chances are they just don't have enough answers. I see my opponent has the Well of the Forgotten or whatever. So I do need to worry about that. They might bounce a bridge to my hand. So grab the bauble there. I wait for their upkeep to mill the well to force them to spend a mana to draw it. And there is another well there, but again, like now they can't well twice in the same turn, and they can't cascade it to kill me anyways. They put the Marauder in the graveyard in order to get the well. So I keep the mana up for the gardens just in case. And I just start milling them. And I go ahead and Thoughtseize now. I know that leaves me shields down for the gardens, but I figure that they have Muddle the Mixture. And they'll probably counter the Thoughtseize. And if they well both bridges, then that means they probably won't be able to cascade, and they don't have the cascade spell anyways. Let's see, 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They played a Blood Crypt. Yep. And they might have played that Grave too. Get rid of that. So there's the Muddle the Mixture. So they actually have to suspend the living end. I'm gonna go ahead and get another mill rock to try to solidify the lock, and then I'll Thoughtseize and I'll grab one of these wells. So now they're really, it's gonna be real hard for them. They do have a Street Wraith, so I'm being very careful with my Shredder here. It was probably correct for me to play the Pixis off the Gardens there. That way I hold up Trophy. Not that it matters, but I wanted to hold up Gardens copying something if I needed to. So I'm not milling quite yet. A bunch of triggers by them. They're going to get rid of my trophy. It's okay. Yeah, so they're going to dig with the well instead. Not sure what they're digging for exactly. And I'm just keeping the gardens up. Yeah, they can grief all they want. It doesn't matter. And I think they target themselves with this. Yeah, to try to control their top cards. So now, see, I'm pretty sure. Doop, doop. And I realized that my opponent can't break this lock. They start just passing through their turns. So I realized my opponent's trying to time me out. So I'm still keeping the gardens up just in case. I'm still keeping a shredder up. And so opponent is down to 17 cards. I'm going to mill them out pretty quickly from here. I'm still being very careful with my shredders, just in case. But now with 12 cards in the library, I know I've won. So now my opponent is trying to time me out by playing stuff and forcing me to respond. So I'm pretty sure all the living ends are gone now, and sure enough they are. And they're still just trying to create new things that I have to select OK to. Just to try to time me out. So I'll go ahead and mill them out, and then pass turn, and pretty sure they still try to do something. I don't remember. Oh yeah, Street Wraith. And so it did eat up a decent amount of time on my clock. Them forcing me to play through and then trying to create more game instances for me to click OK to. So, post board. Let's see. So game 2. Whenever MTGO cooperates. So sideboard against living end is pretty good. I take out the cage because it doesn't do anything. Take out cookbook, that doesn't really do anything to them. And all I sided in was Nihil Spellbomb and Soul Guide Lantern. I didn't like that hand. Didn't see it quick, but this wasn't much better. But I figured, might as well try it. I don't want to go down too far. Excuse me. And the opponent does have the turn 1 grief, which is unfortunate. So I grabbed the Saga, and really I'm just kind of hoping that, yeah, and I look at their top card to see what it is the Master. I'm hoping that the Saga will get me the Graveyard Hate in time. Now, I could have Profane Tutor here for a bridge. Instead, I Thoughtseize, because I noticed they grabbed the Thoughtseize before with the grief, and I figure, well, they don't want me having the Thoughtseize for a reason. And so Commandeer doesn't do much to me, so there is an argument that I should have grabbed Commandeer instead of Master of Waves, but either way, the Master of Waves is going to the graveyard. The difference is if I grab it, then they don't get to look at their top cards to pick something that they want. So I figure, what are the chances that they're going to get a Cascade spell? And they do. They get the Incubation, which gives them the Marauder. They play the Steam Vents, and then they play the Marauder. And that's going to Cascade. They grab the trophy, so I can't kill the Master. That would have let me kill the Master and make a Saga token possibly. So right now I'm just trying to hold out until I get a bridge. So yeah, grab a Pixis, that way I can use it with the Bauble to try to dig for a bridge. I see that there's not a bridge on top, so I use the Pixis to dig a card deep, so I end up drawing a Thoughtseize and a bridge, so the Pixis Bauble thing really helped there. I figure, if they have a counter, they have a counter. And I'm pretty sure they used the Commandeer on this. Yeah. So I could have Thoughtseize first, but I knew they had the Commandeer. So here I Thoughtseize and then I play another bridge. And I am kind of really hoping that they don't draw the answer. They're getting a couple of turns possible here. And I know that my opponent's trying to time me out, so I'm using the Pixis here. So I use the Profane Tutor for a Lantern, because I know that they don't have an answer, or else they would have used it already. They try to go for the wall there to bounce. So I get rid of the draw spell off the top. Duress, play the other bridge. Really, the lock is pretty set here. I should relatively easily win the game. However, I was trying to play real quick, and I should have Pixis at the end there, and I did not. And even now I should Pixis. However, I did not, so this Ashiok is actually going to kill me, because it's going to mill me out. And at some point I realized, like, yeah, this Ashiok's going to mill me out. There's not much I can do about it, so I concede to try to save on time. Yep. And so I concede here to try to save time. And now I have to win game 3 in less than 5 minutes. So I should have won that game. I just had to mill the Ashiok, basically. Oh well. Okay, so game 3, same sideboard plan. And this opening hand looks perfect, just absolutely perfect. I guess one of these could be a Saga, but still looks really good. You notice here, though, the opponent has sided in their entire sideboard. So what it looks like is the opponent is going to try to kill me on time by sideboarding everything in, forcing me to mill their entire deck, and hoping that I won't be able to do it in time. So I play this old guy Lantern first, in case they do a grief. So now, I should have probably played the Lantern first and the Shredder second, in hindsight. So I do start milling my opponent because I see that what my opponent's trying to do, and then I draw a Saga and I realize, like, oh shit, I'm gonna win. I just need to make dudes with Saga. And it is good that I duressed instead of Shreddered there, because I don't want my opponent to commandeer the Shredder. So now they're looking for their second land, and I am milling them. So now I'm going to make constructs, and I am running precariously low on time. And I fetched to try to get more artifacts if I can. So make another dude. I think I go, oh, I get a Spellwhelm here, I think. Yeah. And Thoughtseize, and I think I saw just Griefs in their hand, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Yeah, it was just Griefs that they had in their hand. So, swing for 6. They are not going to be able to kill the constructs in time, and that's just going to kill them. And I'm not even worried about milling them anymore. And I guess they're hoping that it's going to take me 2 minutes to attack with 2 constructs. And yeah, kill them with the constructs.